Jimmy Tarbuck is back at the Grand on the 17th of June. It is an evening with Jimmy Tarbuck, real-life Tarby on stage. And he joins me now to tell me more about what he has in store. How are you doing, sir?
Well, I'm fine. I'm enjoying it immensely. And with great respect to Wolverhampton, these older theatres are wonderful.
Absolutely. It's a theatre with a vintage, as you are a performer with a vintage. Not quite as old as the Grand. But I think it is a perfect venue for somebody who knows how to project, who knows how to work a crowd, and knows how to have a good time in a theatre.
Well, if you analyse it, take the London Palladium, the most famous theatre in the world. It's in the round, and Wolverhampton is the same in the round. So the laughs come out of the audience back to you. It's a wonderful feeling, I promise you.
Absolutely. You must be inundated as well because, when you hold an audience, they know that they're going to hear not only some amazing stories, but have a good laugh along the way. But the Grand itself is a theatre that you're no stranger to. In fact, with your appearance in Panto to celebrate an anniversary a few years ago, obviously you're well loved by Wolverhampton audiences.
They're nice people up there, and they come out for a laugh. And they want to have a bit of fun, and I join them. I like it very much in the Midlands. With great respect, I know there's rivalry with Birmingham and Wolverhampton. Of course there is. There's rivalry with Liverpool and Manchester. You know, it just happens.
Well, yeah, Liverpool's my favourite of those two, and Wolverhampton is my favourite in the Midlands, obviously. And I think, it's part of local ribbing and part of the fun and audiences playing off against each other. And I know many comedians use those local rivalries when they go around somewhere. But this isn't just a night of stand-up from you, is it? This is actually a night of you standing up to tell a few tales.
Well, yes, I ask them what they want to hear. And I let them go where they want to go, and I try and answer them, and in between I'm telling a few gags, obviously, and enjoying myself. I never thought I'd be doing this at my age, and it's just a lovely feeling.
Well, let's discuss the age thing because, you are in the 80s now, aren't you?
I am 85.
And the lifestyle that all you had back in the 60s, I'm amazed so many of you made it through to such senior years.
No one more amazed than me, I promise you faithfully. A lot of my dear, dear friends have left us, and I'll name one or two. Kenny Lynch, Scylla, people, little Ronnie Corbett, Frankie Vaughan, Harry Seagam. All most important, all nice people.
And nice people that I know be telling us more about your time and interactions with them. And because, the comedy, the entertainment that we saw, you've talked about the Palladium, shows live from there with so many great names over so many decades. And I think we forget really that the talent that's been honed on stages across the UK and the fact that, this is a variety was such an important part of our lives, and it should still be now.
Well, it's been a little bit of a miracle for me, and I'm looking at it, and I never thought I'd be asked to America by Bob Hope to go on his television show. And then I went down to Australia. I stood in for the great Max Bygraves for a month, and it was wonderful. I've been all over the place. I met these people, and invariably people are very nice, and they want to have a laugh. And the best today amongst them, a boy who used to be Parky's wall guy, and that's where I met him. And I look at them, and they're great. And there's lots of good comics around. Sometimes there might be a debate about their material they use. I don't need to tell you, you don't want to hear F this and F that 40 times, not in my opinion. And the great comics never did that. Morecambe and Wise, Ken Dodd, these were giants of the business. I think the younger boys could have and should have learned from watching them, their style. Hope said to me a funny thing. He said, the first 2 minutes, let them look at the suit. And I thought, yeah, it's nice if someone walks on and I've done it many times. You go, God, that's a super suit he's got on. You know, you do that, and on the talk shows, the best was Parkinson, and his secret. I'll tell you the secret. And the young comics, he listened to you. He didn't just throw it away. He listened to you, and was interested. And a lot of them aren't today. But let them keep going, and they'll learn, and which is smashing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, because there's a chance to develop into a real star, and particularly these days, there's more opportunity to get yourself heard in that first place. But it's getting that longevity, and it's doing something new, or enjoying maybe some favourite gags, or having a conversation if you're a chat show host, as you say, rather than having an ordered list of questions which are sort of fired at people. That doesn't work. You've got to have some sort of feeling and friendship, kinship, and chat with those you're talking to. And I think the way you chat with an audience on this tour, again, I think that it helps to sort of give an evening of togetherness. It's not just a megastar on stage, it's you sharing, and we all share together.
Well, I hope so. I mean, I get asked who've you met and that, and I'm thrilled that I can say I've met Elvis Presley. Or I met him when he was alive, and he was very nice. And the great Tom Jones, who is singing better than ever, I promise you that, if he's on anywhere, go and see him. He said, we're going out tonight. This was in Las Vegas, and we went out, and I didn't know who we were going to watch. Then this music sounded. I said, this is an Elvis Presley introduction. And he came out, and I went, dear God. He said, there's your Elvis, Tom said. And we laughed, and he was great. He just, then the thrill of the lifetime was he said that he's invited us around the dressing room, and we went in, and there he was, stood there in his zip-up suit, which I didn't particularly like, and he was just a nice fellow. And he did a thing at the end that showed class. He said goodnight to all the ladies who were in there. They included my wife, Tom Jones's wife, Tom Jones's mum, his sister, and he went round every lady individually, said, good night, ma'am, thank you. Southern gentleman. And I thought, you've got a lot of class. And he was very nice. And the second night, he came in Tom's room, and they ended up on the stage together. There's not many people seen this. It was unique. And they both sang Jailhouse Rock. It was magnificent.
And you can't buy memories like this, but you can hear them and share them. And whether it's Elvis Presley or one of a number of other international music stars, like the kids you went to school with.
Oh, yeah. Well, take John Lennon, for instance. He was a funny lad at school. And he was very, very well read. I mean, you know, a lot of our people don't realize when they see comedians or singers how well read they are. Les Dawson, very well read. Ken Dodd spent a lot of his time in libraries. They liked that, and it was their type of life, I suppose, learning things. I hope I'm not going on too much here.
You can never go on too much, and in fact, people are hoping you're going to keep going for as long as a Ken Dodd gig once they come along and see you at the Grand. They're going to want to be there till 1 a.m.
I asked Doddy, I said, why do you do so long? Oh, well, young man, it doesn't seem that long to me. That was his life. He loved it up there. It's like Tom Jones loves to sing. It's the number one thing in their lives. And mine are mixed with laughter. It is a thing with me, and I love football. I'd have loved to have been a professional football. I tried, and I played a couple of pro games, and just wasn't that standard. But I did enjoy it, and I enjoy nothing more. I saw, Wolverhampton, I saw Billy Wright play when he was the captain of the England team.
Mm-hmm.
And yet you get Bobby Moore, God rest him, he never received a knighthood. and he won the World Cup. He would get a knighthood if it was today, but he was a glorious. He was a nice. These are all nice men I'm talking about, and the ladies as well. I was once in the dressing room with Shirley Bassey, and she said those immortal words to me: "Get out."
I can imagine Dame Shirley now knows how to look after her space and get herself ready for a performance. But what do you do to get ready for a show?
The guy who runs, we show clips, and he just talks. He said, "Do you want to start with this one, that one?" And I pick one. One of the great joys of my life, away from my beloved Palladium, was playing at Wembley on Cup final day. And they had a charity match before the main game. And my team played, and I rang Bobby Moore, who'd retired. I said, "Would you play?" He said, "At Wembley, Jimbo, I'll play with anyone." And he led me out on the pitch, I thought, and then he handed me the ball. He said, "No, Jim, it's your team, you're the skipper." And I led the team out, talking over my shoulder to Bobby Moore, the great, and I'm talking away, and he kept the whole team down the tunnel, and I was talking to myself. Well, I got home, and all the kids said, "Who are you talking to, Dad? You look like Simple Simon." and they just roared. And they were great like that, taking the mickey. And if you enjoyed it, it was, I promise you faithfully, and to all your listeners, a great life, and I've been very lucky.
Well, we're lucky to have you in our lives and entertaining, whether it's however anyone's got to your world, whether they've seen you on live from the London Palladium, as I did as a kid. Winner Takes All was another one of my favourites. That was go-to telly. You've always been there at the forefront of these things, haven't you?
Well, I don't know. You say, I can't say those things, but I look and I think, dear, I've worked with them all I wanted to. I mean, there was a fella did 9 minutes time on live television at the Palladium, and he never said a word as a comic. He was in a great film called Monsieur Choulet's Holiday, and he was a mime comic, and he had the place in uproar. And I thought, well, there shows you, James Tarbuck. There's a man not saying anything, and he's got the place in uproar, laughter. It's a wonderful thing to have. That talent.
Well, you certainly have that talent and comedy timing and a plethora of stories to tell. grandtheatre.co.uk is where you can grab your tickets. The date is the 17th of June. You want to be there. It's an evening with Jimmy Tarbuck on stage. 01902 429212 is the box office number. You can grab your tickets there. James Tarbuck, Jimmy, to his mates, and his mates include anyone who's ever seen him on stage. Thank you for having a chat with us. Have an amazing time when you're in Wolverhampton and on the rest of the tour, and keep up the good work, sir, for many, many years to come.
Dear sir, you say nice things, and I appreciate that.